But earlier this week, Order of the Longleaf Pine Awards for persons who have made significant contributions to the state and their communities through their exemplary service and exceptional accomplishments. And I know somebody who fits that category and was so honored at the Governor's Mansion. NC State head baseball coach Elliott Avent joins us. Congratulations on the award, sir.
Thank you very much, Adam. I appreciate it. It was a great honor and was there with a lot of people that I respect and have so much admiration for, and so it was a good afternoon.
So I want people to know who was there. This was absolutely awesome. Heather O'Reilly, who has been in this studio before, one of the all-time great soccer players at UNC. Jen Levy, who is an All-American women's lacrosse player and is the only coach in that program in the history of UNC's athletic department. Tori Holt. Like you and Tori might go on the Mount Rushmore of NC State athletics. Lavelle Moten and Jordan Stahl. This was quite a collection, sir. You were in the presence of greatness.
Yes, I was. I was and such great people. I mean,
yep.
I talked to Jenny Levy for a long time and her family and Heather O'Reilly, just the career she had. And obviously everybody knows what I think of Tori Holt. I watched him as a freshman. A sophomore. I remember I used to go watch him in the summer run pass patterns in the heat on the old practice field right by himself, just trying to get better. And I saw this kid, and I'm like, he's going to be great one day. And obviously he was. And then Jordan Stahl, you can't say enough things about him or his family, all the brothers he has that's played in the NHL. And just as every hockey player I've met, I still say it's the last pure sport that hasn't been ruined by all the stuff that gets into sports now. It's like every hockey player I meet is just a down-to-earth, blue-collar, hard-nosed. I try to get our players. I tell a lot of stories about the hockey and try to draw comparisons, and hopefully our guys can emulate what they do and who they are as people and as professional athletes. And then you talk about Lavelle Moten and what he's meant to Raleigh, North Carolina, this city, this state, the class act that he is, and all he's done for the city of Raleigh. So, yeah, it was a fun afternoon to be around, like you said, greatness.
And I know that you're tight with the head coach Rod Brindamore. So, just what you said about hockey, I've said this before about it. It takes a certain mentality to be able to play it at the highest level. Yeah, there are always going to be one or two outliers that just have so much given ability, natural talent and skill that they can get away with not, the hard work ethic. But man, if you don't strap your boots on every day, you have no chance to succeed. It is entirely about hard work. And you know this because I know you're a fan. The culture of the Hurricanes is absolutely about hard work. They don't succeed without it. They're not going to just out-talent teams, and they've got talent, but it is remarkable. I want to talk baseball with you, sir, because this is
Let me tell you one thing before we talk baseball.
Sure.
Let me tell you one thing. Obviously, wish the Hurricanes great luck as they start their season tomorrow. But Rod and I went to Clues for lunch, and then he came and talked to our team a couple of weeks ago, and your name came up.
What?
And he gave you great compliments and great kudos about your knowledge of hockey. And because it came up as I listened to an interview, a podcast you did with Rod, and he says you know the game very well, and he respects how much you know the game and your love for the game. So he gave you great kudos, my friend.
Well, it's very kind. Appreciate that. I guess I owe him something that I'll make good on that tomorrow. All right, to baseball, to like the only sport I played growing up, and something that will never get out of my system. I watched your guy Carlos Rodon last night. Obviously didn't have his best stuff. He pitched much better in the game against Boston. I believe that closed out that series last week. But let me just ask you, when you watch Carlos or anybody that you have had go through your program, and you have had some amazing players go through your program, can you tell when Carlos is not on top of his game?
Oh, absolutely, and I think you hit it right on the head. I think Carlos would tell you that. I didn't think his slider was as good as it's been, and it's been really, really good. Always has been his signature pitch. His changeup this year, I feel like, is what's made him different and made him probably one of the top pitchers, obviously, in professional baseball, another all-star team.
Yep.
And I just thought the changeup really elevated, and his command of the sinker and the fastball has been really good. But I thought last night his command, his slider wasn't the same. And obviously you're pitching against a Toronto team that sometimes they can make you that way. And obviously he's got be a little bit tired. I mean, I think he didn't miss a start this year. I saw a stat on Carlos, which was amazing. You know the history of the New York Yankees. It might be the biggest sports franchise in any sport. Mm-hmm. And they've never had a pitcher over, I think it was 200 strikeouts and less than 140 hits or something. I think maybe he gave up 132.
Yeah.
In the history of the New York Yankees pitching staff, that kind of blew me away when I saw that stat. But I think maybe he's a little bit tired at the end of the year, and then you got to tip your hat. Sometimes teams just get hot, and when they get hot, the confidence spills over to every hitter on the team, and they feel like they can't get out. And that's where Toronto is right now. But as I thought he handled, you can't always go out and have your best game. The way he handled it professionally, I thought was really good, because I know he was frustrated, and I know how much he wanted to stop that offense. And hopefully when they rallied and won, he'll get a chance to do that coming up soon before this series is over. But when I saw him, when Aaron Judge hit that 3-run homer and walked through the dugout, and I saw him come back and find Judge and say thank you.
Thank you.
When I saw that, it told me, as competitive as Carlos is and as fiery as he is, he can also be humble enough to realize somebody may have gotten him off the hook a little bit.
Yeah, but definitely bailed out. I'm going to ask you about that Aaron Judge home run in a second. Carlos had a great year. Career high in wins, 18 wins, 309 earned run average, 203 strikeouts, 195 in the third innings, and just 132 hits. It really is a tremendous season, and it's cool that he's doing it really on the sport's biggest stage. So to that home run that Aaron Judge hit, because that's an unhittable pitch, right? You can't. It's 100 miles an hour, like letter high, 3 inches off the inside part of the plate. I don't know. I don't know how you put the barrel of the bat on it, but if you do, I don't know how you keep it fair. That to me was one of the most incredible things I have ever seen in any sport.
Yeah, it was one of the more incredible home runs. 100 miles an hour, as you said, in and a little bit up. And I think Big Papi, I love the post game with Jeter and A-Rod and Big Papi, who is absolutely so knowledgeable, all three of them, and hilarious as well. And Big Papi, when he saw that home run, he said, "Don't try this at home." In other words, I think A-Rod or somebody might have said this might be the only player in baseball that could do what he just did. It seemed humanly impossible, much like watching Ohtani and what he does in today's sport seems a little bit impossible. In my long time of watching Major League Baseball, you see that guy do things that you don't think are possible either.
Elliot Avent is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show at Elliot_Avent, NC State baseball coach. Just bestowed the Order of the Longleaf Pine by the governor, Josh Stein, at the governor's mansion. So, as you mentioned, Ohtani, and by the way, we have 4 potential elimination games today. The 2 National League series are both 2-0. That they can end if the Dodgers win tonight over the Phillies, or if the Brewers win today in Chicago. And the 2 American League series are 2-1, first to 3. So Toronto, who's throwing a bullpen game, they can close out that series, and Seattle in Detroit as well. Shohei Ohtani, there's really no explanation for it. Actually, Rod Brindamore said something really funny to me last year about Ohtani, because we were talking about it. Does hockey have a player like that? And he said, no, it's impossible because you'd have to get a goalie start, too. You'd have to be able to be a goalie and then go score like 100 points. Can you put into perspective what Ohtani is doing that nobody does? I mean, he is Babe Ruth. But Ruth didn't even do both at the same time, really. He was more of a part-time hitter or a part-time pitcher when he was doing both. This is incredible.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing to see what he does. And not just Ohtani. Obviously, he is a once-in-a-lifetime player. But it's not just Ohtani. I think it's amazing what Mookie Betts does as a player. I mean, this guy... He moves from the outfield to the infield. People don't just do what he's doing right now, right? He plays the game the right way. The play he made the other day at third base on the bunt, which I know drove you crazy.
No, the bunt drove me crazy.
I know you probably threw something at your house. I hope you didn't break. I hope it wasn't valuable. I hope it didn't break. But when Stott laid that bunt down, I thought about you. And Mookie runs over to third, makes an incredible play. But there was another play where there was a throw at second, and he raced home to make sure the guy didn't score. You know, he just does it all. He's just what you call a baseball player, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the most amazing players, I think, in the game today. And so the Dodgers are put together very, very well. I'll tell you, that's a well-constructed baseball team.
So, first of all, Mookie Betts called the wheel, but he was the one who called the wheel play. And the wheel play, for people who don't know, and I'm not going to get into the to the nuts and bolts of it, essentially the infield moves around to cover third base. You're leaving second base open at this stage, and you do that with a runner on second. You don't really need to cover second base in that situation, but if it's first and second, you would be leaving second base open to run the wheel play. You're trying to get the runner out at third. And he did it brilliantly, and he beat the runner there. So I have Yeah, you're right. I was mad. I didn't throw anything, but I tweeted violently at this because you've already got the runner in scoring position. Why are we wasting the out? You could win the game, especially with the way the Dodgers bullpen right there was kind of reeling. They were going to bring in a pitcher who had never come into a game with a runner on base, Sasaki, who was a starter. Like, why did they give up the out? It made me mad. It felt like it was an unnatural thing that the Phillies were trying to do.
Well, I'm sure if you talk to the manager of the Phillies, I'm sure he's asking himself. You know, we do things in baseball because you heard the statement. It seemed good at the time. You know
right? Okay. Yeah.
And I'm sure he was. I think he even said maybe later on. I heard that he was playing to make sure we had a tie, and he felt like the bullpen right at that time gave them an edge, right?
Right.
And so but I'm sure, obviously, with what happened, and what happened, I'm sure he wishes he let Stott swing the bat. Really good hitter, really good player, and I'm sure Stott, as he revisits that, and next time he sees the third baseman charging that way, he's just going to take the pitch, right?
Right, or slap at it.
Pitch.
Right, or slap at it. And that was a good bunt. It was actually a good bunt.
It was a great bunt.
Yeah.
It was a great bunt, but Muncy, who's such another great player, Muncy just blue-collar, does everything the right way. The Dodgers are full of just really good players. Like I said, that's a well-constructed baseball team.
Elliot Avent, you're the best. Good luck to Trey Turner and company today. Hopefully they can keep that series alive. I know Trey drove in a run to make it.
They've got their hands full. They've got their hands full. I'm sure Gus Guzzler down at the Players Retreat is very, very happy. He's probably on a flight to L.A. right now. Huge Dodger fan. They meet at Cup of Joe every morning as the Dodgers win. They all got their. That's how I know the Dodgers win, when you ride by Cup of Joe and they got their Dodger hats on. I know the Dodgers won the night before, and then of course I heard from Mark Godfrey this morning already, early in California time. I heard from Godfrey and Coach Herrick out there. They just love those Dodgers. But this is my favorite time of year.
Yep.
You get to watch college football. basketball is on the brink of breaking out here, and really excited about our basketball team this year at NC State. And then you got, like you said, 4 games today. I mean, this is pretty much as good as it gets right now.
Yeah, October is the best sports month. And the Hurricanes start tomorrow. Elliot Avent, I hope to see you very soon. I appreciate your time, sir. Enjoy the baseball today. I know you will.
And once again, good luck to the Canes. We love that sport. We love our Carolina Hurricanes. And to Roddy and all the boys, go get them.
You got it. Thank you very much, Coach. Appreciate it.
All right, bye, Adam.
You got it. Elliot Avent here on the Adam Gold Show.